You've probably heard that data is the new oil. Well, if that's true, then semiconductors are the engines that run the entire modern world. From the smartphone in your pocket to the car you drive. From the servers that power the internet to the most advanced military equipment, everything runs on these tiny, intricate pieces of silicon. And right now, a fierce, high-stakes battle is being fought over them. This isn't a war with soldiers and tanks, but a technological and economic conflict that will define the 21st century. This is the story of the semiconductor war. So, what exactly are semiconductors? In simple terms, they are materials with conductivity between a conductor, like copper, and an insulator, like glass. This unique property allows us to control the flow of electricity with incredible precision. The journey began in the mid-20th century with the invention of the transistor at Bell Labs. This tiny switch replaced bulky vacuum tubes and paved the way for the integrated circuit, a single chip containing millions, or even billions, of transistors. This invention, born in what we now call Silicon Valley, kick-started the digital revolution. Every leap forward in computing power, every new gadget, every breakthrough in artificial intelligence, has been driven by our ability to cram more and more transistors onto these chips, a trend famously described by Moore's law. Without semiconductors, our modern lives would grind to a halt. They are the bedrock of our digital civilization. Now, who are the major players in this global chess game? It's a complex ecosystem with different countries and companies specializing in different parts of the supply chain. At the very top of the design food chain, you have American giants like Nvidia, AMD, and Qualcomm. They design the world's most powerful chips, but most don't actually manufacture them. That's where Taiwan comes in. The island is home to TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the undisputed king of chip manufacturing. They are a foundry, meaning they produce chips designed by other companies. TSMC's technology is so advanced that it manufactures over 90% of the world's most sophisticated chips. Then there's the Netherlands, home to a company you might not have heard of but is arguably the most important in the entire industry, ASML. They have a complete monopoly on the extreme ultraviolet, or EUV, lithography machines. These are incredibly complex bus-sized machines that cost over $200 million each and are essential for producing the most advanced chips. Without ASML's machines, there are no cutting-edge semiconductors, period. Other key players include South Korea with Samsung, another manufacturing powerhouse, and Japan, which is a leader in supplying specialized materials and equipment. And of course, there's China, which has made developing its own semiconductor industry a top national priority, investing billions to catch up. This brings us to the heart of the conflict. The geopolitical battleground, primarily between the United States and China. For decades, the US has been the undisputed leader in semiconductor technology. However, China's rapid technological rise and its ambition to become a global tech superpower have set alarm bells ringing in Washington. The US government views China's progress, particularly in areas like AI and supercomputing, as a direct threat to its economic and national security. The fear is that China could use advanced chips to modernize its military and gain a strategic advantage. In response, the US has unleashed a series of aggressive measures. The most significant of these are stringent export controls designed to cut off China's access to advanced American chip design software, US-made manufacturing equipment, and even the most advanced chips themselves. These rules don't just apply to American companies. They have an extraterritorial reach, meaning any company in the world that uses American technology in its products is also restricted from selling to certain Chinese entities. The goal is clear: to slow down China's technological progress and preserve America's lead. China has condemned these moves as tech hegemony and has doubled down on its efforts to achieve self-sufficiency, creating a made-in-China semiconductor industry that is free from foreign choke. This tech rivalry has divided the world, forcing other countries and companies to choose sides in a deepening technological Cold War. At the very center of this storm is Taiwan, and more specifically TSMC. The island's dominance in high-end chip manufacturing makes it the world's most critical technological choke point. Think about it: Apple, Nvidia, AMD, and even some parts of Intel rely on TSMC to make their most advanced products. The US military's advanced weaponry, like the F-35 fighter jet, also contains chips made by TSMC. This extreme concentration creates a massive vulnerability for the entire world. Beijing considers Taiwan a renegade province and has not ruled out the use of force to achieve reunification. A conflict in the Taiwan Strait would be catastrophic. It would immediately halt the production of the world's most advanced chips, triggering a global economic meltdown far worse than any supply chain disruption we've seen before. The CEO of ASML even warned that the machinery is so complex that if a conflict broke out, the machines could be rendered inoperable remotely, turning the world's most advanced factories into useless heaps of metal. This makes Taiwan not just a geopolitical flashpoint, but the single most important strategic location for the future of technology. The world's dependence on this one island is a risk that leaders in Washington, Brussels, and Tokyo are scrambling to mitigate. The fallout from this semiconductor war is already being felt across the globe. The COVID-19 pandemic gave us a preview when chip shortages brought car manufacturing to a standstill and caused the prices of electronics to skyrocket. The current geopolitical tensions are creating even greater uncertainty. Companies are now re-evaluating their supply chains, moving away from a just-in-time model to a just-in-case strategy, building up inventories and diversifying their manufacturing sources. The US, Europe, and Japan are pouring tens of billions of dollars into subsidies to build new chip factories, or fabs, on their own soil. This is an attempt to onshore or friendshore production to reduce their dependence on Taiwan. However, building these fabs is incredibly expensive and time-consuming, and recreating the complex ecosystem that has been built in Asia over decades will be a monumental challenge. For consumers, this could mean higher prices for electronics in the short term. For the tech industry, it means navigating a fragmented world with different technological standards and a constant threat of supply disruptions. The era of seamless global technological integration is likely over, replaced by an era of strategic competition and regional tech blocs. So, where do we go from here? The semiconductor war is not just about chips, it's about who will write the rules for the 21st century economy and who will have the technological edge in the decades to come. The US is betting that its export controls can contain China's rise, while China is determined to break the blockade and achieve technological independence. The outcome of this struggle is far from certain. Will the world decouple into two separate tech ecosystems, one led by the US and its allies, and the other by China? Or can some form of global cooperation be maintained? One thing is clear, the tiny silicon chip has become the new geopolitical battleground. The decisions made today in Washington, Beijing, and Taipei will shape the future of technology, the global economy, and the balance of power for generations. The race for semiconductor supremacy is on, and the whole world is watching. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. See you in the next one.